And the very first question I have is, why is this yarn in the box? Welcome to another episode of Yarn Diaries, where we tell the stories of the yarn in our stash, if we can remember. Okay? Because listen, now that I'm thinking about it, some of this yarn I done had so long, do I even remember the story of the yarn? But Yarn Diaries, again, is a series. If you haven't watched the first one, you can watch it right here. It's a series, like I said, where I am telling the story of the yarn in my stash, why I purchased it, if I can remember why, what I planned or plan to do with it, if I still plan to do that, or if I should just let the yarn go, right? If I should keep it or destash it. Some of it I've already decided whether or not I'm going to keep or destash, and some of it I need you to help me decide, should I keep it or destash. In today's episode of Yarn Diaries, we are talking about the yarn in the box. And the very first question I have is, why is this yarn in the box? Now, you're probably thinking, Yolanda, that's not an unusual thing for yarn to be in a box. Like, as a person who has a somewhat large yarn stash, it is not unusual, or may not seem to be unusual, to have yarn in a box. The reason I am questioning the yarn in the box is because I pride myself on having a pretty decent yarn storage. Like, I have a pretty decent yarn setup so that I don't just have random yarn in a box. But I actually went to my little storage closet that's like attached to my apartment, and I went looking for something else, and I was like, oh, what is this box? And lo and behold, we got yarn in a box. So we're going to go through the box together because, again, I don't really know why this yarn is in the box. Now, I will say that I'm probably thinking that most of the yarn in the box probably can be destashed, because this box has been in that storage unit or in that little storage closet since I moved into this apartment. I've been in this apartment for almost 3 years, and I'm trying to operate under the idea that if I have not looked for it, used it, or thought about it in 3 years, do I really need it? Now, I don't know, though, if that theory applies to yarn, because you never know when you might need a particular yarn out of your stash. So I don't know if I can use that same theory for the yarn. But again, I am sort of kind of like, just like, because they're like skin tone. I don't know. Let's go through it and let's see what we got. First thing that I'm actually seeing two of these. Is this attached to something? No. So, or maybe this looks like I may have started to use this, because this is a full skein of this. So this is the full skein. This is the full skein here. And then this is another skein. It looks like I may have started to use this. But this is Red Heart Soft. It is in the color Toast. I know at one point in time, I definitely used this as a skin tone for my dolls. I know that for a fact. Now, I also know that I have quite a few Toasts in my storage already. Like, not in my, like where I store my yarn. I know that I have several skeins of Toast already. Do I need to keep these as well, is the question. This is a regular 4 worsted weight yarn. Like I said, I've used it for skin tones for dolls. I think I've even used it for doll hair. Nothing spectacular. It's I don't know why it's in the box. But so we have 2 of those, or 1.5, or 1 and some more. Then we have, what is this? This is Crafter's Secret in the color Light Taupe. Again, another 4-weight yarn. Again, I probably would have used this as a skin tone for a doll. Looks like I started to crochet something down here. Don't know what. Again, do I need to keep this? Do I need to keep this? It's Crafter's Secret. It came from that store that some people don't shop at. I do still shop there. Looks like it was $2.99. Do I need to keep this? So no. We have another Crafter's Secret. Oh, this one is, and this is a full skein. This is in the color Warsaw. Now, I will probably go look in my stash to see if I have this color already, or if I probably am going to keep this. This is a pretty brown. This is a really pretty brown. Again, it's a regular 4-weight, worsted weight yarn, 100% acrylic. So all of these yarns that I've showed so far are 100% acrylic. It's a 100% acrylic. This is, again, Crafter's Secret. It's in the colorway they call Warsaw. I'm probably, like I said, if I don't see that I have a bunch of these in my stash, I'm probably going to keep this. As a matter of fact, I know I don't have a bunch of these in my stash because I'm not a huge buyer of the Crafter's Secret yarn. Not that anything is wrong with it. It reminds me of Red Heart Super Saver, honestly. It's a little bit softer in texture than Red Heart Super Saver, but that's what it reminds me of. Again, it was only $2.99 when I got it. We're probably gonna keep this one. Probably gonna keep this one. Okay, then we have some paint box yarn. Now I remember I got this yarn. This came from the UK. This is a 3-weight. When they had asked me, so I had made a Oprah inspired doll for Women's Month one year, and they sent me the yarn to make the doll, and they sent me a bunch of it. And so this is from paint box yarns. Oh wait, one is their simple chunky. Oh, so these are two different ones. Well, there you go. I didn't even know that. They're both in the colorway. What they're saying is 110, but one is a 5-weight. They're saying that that is a 5-weight yarn. Y'all, that really looks like a worsted weight, but they're saying that's a chunky 5-weight. And then this one is a 3. Now this definitely looks like a 3, but does that look like a 5 to y'all? I don't know if that's a 5-weight yarn, but they're both in the same colorway. You can see the difference there though. Oh, do I keep these? Here's the thing. I definitely thought these were the same. Do I keep either one of these? Am I going to use it? I don't. So again, these would most likely be for skin tones for the doll. I don't really use 3-weight. I don't like 3-weight yarn for my dolls. It just works up a little too light for me. Like my dolls are already tiny, and this will just, the 3-weight just makes it even tinier. And then I don't know about the chunky weight. This might be good for hair. It doesn't look like a chunky weight. It looks more like a worsted weight, but maybe when you start working it up, it's a chunky. I don't know. Do I keep that? Do I keep that? I don't know. Okay, we're going to sit it over here because I just don't know. Oh, we have another one. We have another paint box, and this is the 3-weight as well. Same thing. This is the 3 though. Do I have any more of those? I do have more paint box, not necessarily those. So we have, this is the black. Now this is their worsted weight. Now look at this worsted compared to the chunky. Like they look the same. So this is chunky and this is worsted. Oh, I guess there is a difference, isn't there? Okay, I guess. Yeah, there definitely is a difference. Okay, because this is chunky. This is their worsted weight. This is their what they're considering their full weight. And black, I probably should keep this, the black. But I have a bunch of them. Jeez Louise. Did I do the same thing and get different weights? I did. So these two are 3-weight, and this is a worsted weight. This is a worsted. These two are 3-weight. Do I keep these? I don't think I need the 3-weight. I kind of do want to keep the worsted weight. Oh, decisions to see. Yarn Diaries. And again, I got these, like I said, when I did that Oprah inspired doll. I'm trying to think of the I'm gonna have to put it on the screen because my mind is not, like that was a long time ago. And my mind is drawing a blank on the name of who I did it for. But they did like a whole kit on their website and everything with the yarn and everything. But they sent me all of the yarn that I requested, and so that's how I ended up with that. So I know where it came from, but how did it get in this box? I do not know. But let's continue. What else is in the box? So then we have this Swiss. This is clearly a hand dyed yarn. This one is called Swiss Bloom yarn. Small dye lots hand dyed in Texas. Knitting Rose yarns. Did I buy this? Blue suede shoes. Did I buy this? This is pretty. It's very pretty. If I can see why I did, but I don't remember why I would have purchased this. So I don't know if I purchased this or if someone gave this to me. I don't remember. And now the question is, do I keep? It's very pretty. I do have a whole section in my yarn storage, like how I organize my yarn for hand dyed yarns. I normally do not get rid of my hand dyed yarns. I will hold, like I have hand dyed yarn from like 2010, not probably before that, because I do not get rid of my hand dyed yarn because I'm just like, baby, again, there may come a time when I need it. But then there, like I said, there's also, my thought is also, but if you have not needed it thus far, are you going to need it? Maybe you can give it to somebody or destash it to somebody who's actually going to use it, Yolanda. You don't know. But yes, Knitting Rose Yarns. I wonder if she still knits, if she still hand dyes yarn. Knitting Rose Yarns, because it's knittingroseyarns.com. I got it's 250 yards. It's a light worsted or DK weight. Apparently it was $29. And the color is called Blue Suede Shoes. It's a very, very pretty colorway. I really do like that. We're going to put this in the, we're not sure yet, pile. Okay? We're going to put it in that pile. Next up, we got some Karen Simply Soft. This is like a pale yellow color. It is called Autumn Maze. I do know why I purchased this. I purchased this for doll hair. I was trying to do like a blonde color hair on a doll. And so I thought that this might work for the blonde color. I don't know if I ended up using this or using something else. I think I ended up using something else because it was for my Etta James inspired doll. And so she had like blondish hair and I thought that maybe this was going to work for it. So I definitely remember why I purchased this. This is not a color that I would, it's not a color that like, I'm just like, ooh, I need to have that. It's not one of those colors. It's one that like, I wouldn't use this unless I actually needed it. And at that point, I feel like I would just go buy it. So I know that I don't have a problem with destashing this. This does not have to be in my stash because if I were to ever have a doll. Now, the question is, do they still make Autumn Maze? Because you know how they'll discontinue a color. Let me check to see if they even still make Autumn Maze as a colorway. If they do, then I will destash it. If they don't, then it's going to have to stay in my stash. But it's from Karen Simply Soft. I guess you may or may not be familiar with it. It's a very soft yarn. I do like using it. I mainly use it for doll clothes and doll hair. But like I said, I don't have a problem with destashing that one at all. So it can go over here because there's no question about that one. Then we have a Yarn B, Yarn ID in the colorway Oats. This is really soft. Why did I buy this? It's like I said, the colorway is Oats. This is this an acrylic? It's a 80% acrylic, 20% polyamide. This is a 4-weight yarn. It is really soft. I actually do like this color. I don't know what I would use it for. This also comes from the store that we don't mention, but that I do shop at. Do I keep this? This is soft. What would I use it for? I don't know. Because I can't even tell you why I purchased it. It doesn't look like it was on clearance. It doesn't have a clearance sticker on it. It says it was $5.49. I probably purchased it though when it was on sale. I know I ain't paid $5.49. It is a really soft yarn. Again, I don't know why I had bought this. I don't know the story of this yarn. The question is, do I keep it? We're gonna put it in the I don't know how. It's going in the I don't know how. This right here, I remember why I purchased this, and once it came in the mail, I was like, no. So this is Barocco Comforts. I thought this was gonna work as a skin tone. So I saw this online. And I was like, oh, this may work as a skin tone. Because anytime I see like a brownish color yarn, I'm always like, let me try it. But this, I did not see this in person. I saw this online and purchased it. It is a 4-weight. Is this 100% acrylic? This is no, it's a 50% superfine nylon and a superfine acrylic. 50% nylon, 50% acrylic. It is a 4-weight though. And that's that. I'm not keeping this. I don't need this in my stash. I do not. Okay? I'm not keeping this. Okay, y'all, we got more paint box. Yeah, see, and they even sent it to me when they sent me, excuse me, when they sent me this paint box yarn, they did send it in like these real pretty bags. Are these all 4-weight? Coffee break. Bag are all 3-weight. And then this one is a 4-weight. I almost want to keep this one too. I do like this color. And the thing about it is they don't give their colors name. They just have numbers. So this is color 209. I think the ones in the bag are, oh no, they're 109. I was going to say they're 209 as well. Are these a different color? They look like the same color. Are these a different color? So this one says that it is 209. This is a 209. And then this says it's a 109. They look the same to me. Now this is a 3-weight. Now I can't tell the difference in the weight of them because this is definitely a 3-weight. And then this is their worsted weight. But the color looks the same. But they're saying they're different colors. In any case, I think I'm going to keep the 4-weight. I think. So we're going to put it over in the maybe pile. The 3-weights, I don't need them. Because... yeah, I don't need them. But yeah, like I said, they did come in this cute little bag. Why can't I pull the bag? Oh, there it is. So it came in this cute little bag like this. Yeah. But these can go. I don't have a need for these. Oh, y'all, look. Here's the funny thing about the box. Look, it has the the other bags that the other yarn came in. Jeez Louise. Oh, and it was Love Crafts. So Love Crafts is who I did the Oprah inspired doll for, but I'll have it up there on the thing. So the box is almost empty, y'all. We only got a few more things left in the box. It is almost empty. Next up, we do have this little, I don't know what, loops and threads. So this came from Michaels. It's a 4-weight. The color is called Toast. Again, I purchased this thinking, oh, this might be a good skin tone as well. Did I use this? Or were these, because these were small. This was like a 90 yarn. Maybe, I don't know if all of these are, if this is a full, if this might be the actual full skein. I don't think I ever used it. It is a 4-weight. I picked it up because I thought it was going to be a pretty skin tone. That's it. That's all I can tell you. Okay? We don't have to keep that though. That can definitely be destashed. We have another cake. I don't know how this got in there because we talked about these cakes last time. Now I do remember why I purchased these. This is because they said that you could. This was their amigurumi, Red Heart amigurumi. They said each one of these little cakes makes 2, and they have the pattern in here. And I was gonna try it because this is for the llama, and that was the colorway. They had a whole bunch of different ones. I remember when they came out with these, and I was gonna try to get like all of them that they had. Do I want to keep this? Like, am I going to actually make it? Now, look, for somebody who says, oh, I'm not going to use no 3-weight yarn. No, I rarely use anything less than a 4-weight for, like, my actual crop. Like, I've used smaller yarns, like, for clothes, for hair. But when it comes to, like, actual crop, baby, give me a 4 and up. Y'all, this is a 1-weight yarn. On that alone, it should go. Because, oh, am I really going to use a 1-weight yarn? It says use a 2.25 millimeter hook. I did really want to see if it was going to make both of the llamas, though. I wanted to see if they were telling the truth. Did they stop making this? Do they still make the amigurumi? Red Heart amigurumi. I thought this was a great idea. And apparently a lot of people do use lightweight yarn to make their amigurumi. Apparently that is what you are supposed to use. You're not supposed to be out here using the 4-weight yarn. Like, I think those people are starting to say now that when you're using the 4, the 5, the chunkies, that those are plushies and not necessarily amigurumi. But yeah, I make dolls. So there's that. Oh, I'm trying to decide, do I keep this? Am I going to do it? I don't know. Maybe. Now this is hard. Whose idea was this again? Oh my goodness. Then we have 24/7 Cotton by Lion Brand. Again, purchased this because I thought it was going to make a great skin tone. When I first started making dolls, I was using cotton yarn for my dolls. I used to love using cotton yarn for my dolls. And so I know exactly why I got this. Because this definitely could have been used for a doll. And then I moved over to acrylic and started like, okay, yeah, the acrylic definitely works better. We don't have to keep this. Because I know I'm not going to use it. Now we got some doll parts. Don't know. Like, there's 2 arms. Don't know what, I think this might have been a leg or arm. We have no idea. But they're in there. We have some little hair ties, pom-poms. What are these? Yeah. What are these? Now, these I was using when I was making my Afro Puff keychain. So some of them was getting puffs like from these little pom-poms. We're probably going to keep these because, you know, you never know when I might decide to start making Afro Puff keychains again. And I do like the ones that have like the little pom-poms for their Afro Puff. So we're going to keep these. Is this the keep pile or the destash pile? I don't even know anymore. And then it looks like we have, oh, this is the last yarn. This is Patton's Metallic. This is a 4-weight. I don't know what I was planning to do with this. It's pretty. It's a 4-weight. I don't know what I was planning to do with this. I probably just purchased it because it was pretty and I felt like, oh, we can figure something out. Can y'all see how that yarn is made though? I don't know how easy it is to work with this. This will probably work better as a garment in garments versus dolls. We're not keeping this. I don't have a need for that. The only other thing in here, like I said, there were some doll body parts. There's a shoe. And then we have something that I got on clearance. It was 50 cents and it's just some ribbon. And again, I'm gonna probably keep this because y'all know denim is in, and you know, might need to make a doll with some cute denim something, and this might come in handy. So we're probably gonna keep, we're gonna keep this. This is not getting destashed. All right, y'all, that's it. That's all that's in the box. Everything else is kind of trash, I guess. But yeah, that's all that is in the box. Based on what you saw, especially with the paint box, what do y'all think about the paint box yarns, which are these? Do I keep them or do I destash them? It's the 4-weight that I would want to keep mainly. I don't mind destashing the 3-weights if y'all say destash, but the 4-weights I'm probably gonna keep. I like the 4-weights and I most likely will use the 4-weight, so we're definitely gonna keep the 4-weight. And then these were the other maybes. So we have the hand dye yarn from Knitting Rose Yarns. Do I keep or destash? We have the Red Heart Amigurumi. Do I keep or destash? We have the Yarn Bee Yarn ID in the colorway Oats. Do I keep or destash? And then we have the Crafter's Secret in the colorway Warsaw. Do I keep or do I destash? Y'all let me know down in the comments. Y'all can see I put that Warsaw in that box because that Warsaw might have to be a keep. I told y'all I need to go look in my stash and see what I got. But yeah, that's where we are with that. Y'all let me know down in the comments. Have you done a yarn diaries yet? Tag me so I can go watch. Y'all stop acting like y'all don't want to go through that yarn stage. Go through that yarn stage, y'all, and see if you really do you really have plans to do something with this yarn? Who knows? You might even get inspired to do something with the yarn if you go through the stage. So yeah, that is today's yarn diaries. I will see you guys on the next episode. Thanks for watching. If you have not done so already, please subscribe, like, share, all of those things. And I will see you guys on the next episode.